Hi everyone, it's Gina. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show you my greenhouse with the deck on it and the awning. Look at there. Isn't that cool? Doesn't that look beautiful? And I'm all done with seeds. All done with my planting. Everything's planted, gardens are planted. And I gave some stuff away because I had plenty. I had abundance of vegetables to plant, so I gave a lot of it away. But look at there. I wanted to show y'all. I'm so excited. I had the best time growing and seeding and planting. So everything's planted. And I was going to talk about radishes today. Look at my radishes I got. I just pulled all those. And I was gonna show you the windmills up and running again. And I was gonna talk about radishes. I was gonna talk about why I have radishes, and I don't even like radishes, actually. But I do have a reason for it, and it's my 93-year-old dad and my aunt, who's 89, and they grew up in the 1930s in North Dakota, and they were extremely poor. They didn't have any electricity. Well, back then I don't think there's a lot of electricity, but they didn't have anything. They did have they raised a milking cow, so they had milk, and they had a pig. They raised their own pork. They had chickens, and in the summertime they had a garden. But in the wintertime, they hardly had anything. They did have potatoes. They had a cellar, and so they stored as much as they could. But my dad loves radishes, and they love radish sandwiches. And I have never had a radish sandwich, but this year I am going to have a radish sandwich. I'm not fond of them, but I at least need to try, right? And then they had tomato sandwiches, which I do like tomatoes, and I have a lot of tomatoes. But this is my one garden that I have the radishes in, and that's my reason for radishes, just to bless my dad and my aunt. And my husband likes them, but I'm not fond of them. And then this has beans and some other things in it. And I also wanted to show you my cucumber station that Joe built me. The idea is to have the cucumber vines go up this wire, okay, and then I have to guide them through, and then the cucumbers hang on the vine so you can pluck them. So we're gonna see how that works. I do have only 3 cucumbers in these big buckets, so this is my first time trying this, so let's see how it works. I will post and show you the progress that we get from that. And then the reason why I love having a greenhouse is, look at this banana nut squash already. Look how beautiful that is. And I do have a cucumber, and those are peppers over there. Cucumbers, a lot of cucumbers, and I do have tomatoes. And we have another garden over here that's got tomatoes and more peppers. Did you know that if you plant peppers next to tomato plants, that it keeps insects away? Tomatoes with peppers around them, plus marigolds. I did not know that, but I do now. So I did plant some peppers around my tomatoes. And with these 2 tomatoes, this tomato plant over here, those 3 tomato plants, there's 3 of them, they were planted with sardines and bone meal when I planted them. These ones were planted with Miracle-Gro, so I'm gonna see how well that works. I'm gonna see the difference between sardines. I went to the dollar store and I got a can of sardines, and I dug the hole, put the sardine down, and then put bone meal around it. and covered them back up. And then these ones over here, I just did with Miracle Grow, like I always do. And I saw something on YouTube. Someone was really kind of not liking Miracle Grow, but I tell you what, I have had nothing but good produce with Miracle Grow. So, you know, to each his own, right? Everyone has an opinion. Those are potatoes. And then I have corn over there. And my greenhouse. And just a side note here, I think I have a Dodo, my Polish Silky. I think she is sick. And I'm keeping an eye on her. She has fluid in her chest area. So we're keeping an eye on her. Seeing how she's doing. Look at there. There's a congregation right there. Let's come and look at the chickens. Let's come and take a peek at the chickens. Hi, ladies. Hi. What's going on over here? We have a little congregation. What's going on? Hey, that's Stu. So what's going on here? What's the deal? What's the deal? Should I let you guys out? Okay, let's come out. I have been letting these ones out now, and it seems to be okay. Everybody seems to be getting along. So let's let them out. I don't know what was going on there. And we have eggs. Same spot. Remember that spot? There's 5 eggs in that area. We get 5 eggs every day. Hey, you ladies want to come out? Anyway, here's Dodo. You know, she seems to be doing okay. I gave her some antibiotics and some children's ibuprofen, liquid ibuprofen. So I'm just keeping an eye on her. Chickens, they get sick. And you just, like I said before, you just have to keep an eye on them. I have to take a look at that one. Anyway, yeah, there's my big Chuck. Yeah, hi Dodo. So, that's for today. My radishes. I'm so happy with my radishes. Now I'm gonna go clean them and take them over to my dad. And I'm going to have a radish sandwich. What's going on there? So roosters do this little dance around the hens. And I don't know if it's a mating dance. I don't know. But he does a little dance, I noticed. Isn't he beautiful? He is a he is a Swedish Turken. My Swedish Turken rooster. Isn't he gorgeous? Polish Silky right there. Swedish Turken. Well, I hope everyone's having a good day and having a nice spring. And thank you for coming to my channel. Isn't she cute? That's Judy, that little one. She's a naked neck Turken. Troublemaker right there. Her name is Spot. And see, they came out. And no one's fighting. Well, I hope everyone has, like I said, a good spring and have fun planting. And thank you so much for coming to my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. And like and subscribe, because I do need subscribers. A growing channel, sharing my planting and my chickens and greenhouse. All right, thank you for coming, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.